Welcome to OpenMentor.net. In this session, we are going to talk about how we can customize the QAMonitor UI fields. If you log in as a project administrator or enterprise administrator, you can visit the Settings tab. Once you go to the Settings tab, you could see something System-Defined Fields, User-Defined Fields. System-Defined Fields are the ones which are already supplied by us in the product. They are predefined fields. User-defined fields are the new ones that you want to add to the existing screens. First, let us go to the system-defined fields. I go here. You can change the fields in any of the screens like tasks, requirements, issues, anywhere. If you look here, this list box talks about issues or requirements, task plan, test run, etc. So if I want to change something in the issue screen, I go to the issues and then I want to say, for example, this host. I don't like this name host. Instead, I want to name it as server name. Okay. So you select that field, modify the field. Before that, let me show the screen. I go to the issues tab. Let us open up the detailed add screen where you will see the issues page containing that particular field. That field will have the name host. Okay. Now I go to this detailed add. In this screen you will see a field called host, another field called screen name. Okay. I want to rename this host as server name, screen name as form name. So if you want to rename, and I don't want this build number, I want to hide this field. I don't want this. Okay. If I want to do that, all I need to do is go to the settings, go to system defined fields. These are the predefined fields in the product. Let us do that. Now I select this host, modify this field. Instead of host, I say change the label to server name. Okay. And then I say update. If you want to make a field mandatory, you can check that box. Now I want another field, the screen name, to be form name. Okay. Instead of screen, I want to make it as form name. Now I want to make it as a required field. Then check that out, so that it will become a mandatory field. And I don't want this build number to be part of that. Modify that field. You can say hide that field. Okay. Now let us go to the issues tab. Then let us try to open that particular tab. Sorry. I click detailed add. Now you see the host name was renamed as server name. Now the form name appears with a star mark, so it becomes a mandatory field. You will not see the build number in this particular screen at all. So this way you can rename the existing label. You can make a field as mandatory or not. You can hide a field if you do not require. Now what we are going to do is we are going to add a new field. I want to add a new field which is like a combo box, and that I want to be like operating system. Okay. I want to have the tester to fill what all the operating system, in what operating system that bug has appeared. Then I want to add another text box also. Okay. If you want to add additional fields, go to the user defined fields. In that, again, for each tab you can add user defined fields for any of these things. Okay. Now I want to go to the issues and then create a new field. Field name, you can give that. Okay. Let it be call 1. I want to have string, a string field with the field length. You can change this. I want to give the label name as OS. Okay. Instead of a text box, what I want it is like a combo box. In the combo box, I want to have the options like Windows, Linux, Unix. Okay. So you need to give them as a comma separated list. The field width, okay, This is the number of pixels you want to have. This is the number of characters you want. You can reduce this to 20, and then I want to say this is 80 pixels long. Okay. Now whether you want to have this mandatory or not, you can check this out. Right now let me make it as mandatory. Okay. Now I create this field. I want to have another text box into this particular one. This one, this is again a string. I would like to have the label as, instead of operating system, let us give say user data. I'm just giving yet another field name. Okay. Now I'm giving the field width is 100 pixels. I want this to have 150 characters long, and I'm making this not as mandatory. Now I create this field. Okay. So we have created one combo box and we have created one text box. Let us go to the issues screen. These two fields were not there in the original product, but many times customers want, depending upon the project, depending upon what their end customers want, they want to add additional fields. Now let me go to this detailed add. You will see the operating system, Windows, Linux, appearing as different line items over here. This is a new combo box, which is a mandatory field. Now user data, this is a new text box. Depending upon the field width in pixels, you can see you can increase the field size or not. So like this, you can have additional fields on the fly without doing any coding, without doing any redeployment of this application. So this entire system can be customized for your help desk, for your ticketing system, for any of the support calls as a simple issue tracking system. Thanks a lot for listening to this demo.